Hello, and welcome once again to verbling.com. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, uh, we are going to be looking at grammar, specifically prepositions. More specifically, our main focus today will be on time prepositions, prepositions that we use when we create a prepositional phrase to express time. Basically, prepositions are used to create prepositional phrases. Preposition, at least a preposition and a noun. There may be other elements, adjectives or articles or what have you, but definitely a preposition and a noun. Basically, prepositional phrases are used to describe. They describe time in the morning. They describe place in Madrid. And they express purpose for planting seeds, whatever. Basically, today our main focus will be on prepositions of time. If we have time at the end of the class, we may do a kind of a preposition quiz, which is more general. Okay, so let's get started. Hello, Hogan. How are you?
Hi, Oakley, how are you? I'm
Doing
good.
good. Good. Glad to hear
Yeah.
it. Okay, terrific.
Yeah, I have been
All right.
waiting for this class because I make a lot of mistakes in preposition. So I think it's perfect class for me.
Okay. All right. Today, basically, we're focusing on time prepositions, at least for the first half of the class. Tomorrow, same time, I'll do another prepositions class, mostly focusing on the difference between to and for and at. But also, again, other prepositions as well. So maybe you can join me tomorrow as well. Same time slot. In
Okay,
any
I
case,
try.
first things first. All right, I'm going to do a screen share and we're going to look at prepositions of time. By the way, any other Verbling viewers out there, plenty of room in the class. Jump in the class anytime you're ready. Okay, first let's talk about these prepositions of time. Okay, what's going on? All right, here we go. Okay, all right. First, let's look at here. Okay, we use at with basically specific times. At in general, when we use it for place as well, is used for specific places. I'm at the mall. I'm at my mom's house. Okay, in reference to time, specific times, like specific exact times at 5 o'clock, at 11:45, or words that denote a specific time at midnight, at noon, like that. Let me quickly welcome Heidi to the class. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Okay, nice to see you. Welcome back. All right. Hogan, when does midnight happen?
When the beat, I'm sorry, what's your question again?
When is midnight? What exact time does midnight describe?
That's it's hard to describe. 0 o'clock. It's
0 o'clock. Okay.
I don't know. It's just
Okay.
between you turn the day change from previous day to the next day. That's the time, the midnight.
Okay, that's
How
exactly the
to
time
display.
it changes from February 3rd to February 4th. That's true. Okay,
Right.
0 o'clock if you're using the 24-hour clock, right? Or,
Yeah.
okay, other English speakers call it the 24-hour clock. Americans usually refer to it as military time. because the military uses the 24-hour clock, and most normal citizens in the United States do not use military time. For some reason, my Verbling chat is not working. Can you see what I just typed in the Verbling chat box?
No, I don't see
No?
anything. How about try Google Chat?
Okay, let me try to reboot Verbling chat box. Hang on, give me a sec, guys. Sorry.
Can you see
Yeah,
my
it works
typing?
for you. I can see you, but you can't see me. All right.
No.
All right. In that case, I'll be using the Google Hangouts chat box. Okay, guys, to make notes and
I'm
whatever.
okay with that.
Okay, Heidi, same. Okay. So yeah, Americans call it military time. All right. Another way to, yeah, now that's working. Okay. Another way to describe midnight. Okay, Hogan, is midnight. Well, let me take it over to Heidi. Heidi, is midnight AM or PM?
It's difficult.
12
12 p.m.
Okay, this is strange, but actually look in the group chat box. Can you see the time marker?
Time marker?
For the chat box. Yeah, I have a note there, and then it says the time. There should be a time stamp. I should say time stamp.
It says 8:09 p.m.
Okay, for you.
Yeah, this is my time.
Okay. Heidi, yours probably says what? 1:09 p.m.? Heidi? Did I lose you? Did I lose
Heidi,
connection?
you are muted.
I don't know what you
Okay. In the Google Hangouts group chat box, I typed military time, I typed timestamp. There is a timestamp where it says exactly what time you sent a message. That's called a timestamp. When you take photos, often photographs have a timestamp when it says exactly when something occurred. So there's a timestamp in the chat box. It tells exactly when you sent the message. No, you don't see that?
I see that.
Okay, you see it. I guess Heidi doesn't see it. Okay, anyway, we're talking about AM, PM. Midnight, my timestamp right now where I am, it is 12:09 p.m. It is just after noon. Okay, noon, 12:00 and 1 second is PM, post meridian. So 12 noon is actually PM. Post meridian means after meridian. Meridian is the point where the sun is exactly straight up in the sky. This often confuses people. I know it has nothing to do with prepositions, but 12 p.m. means noon. 12 a.m. means midnight. I just wanted to clarify that because it's very often confusing for people. Okay, also Andre has joined us. Hello, Andre.
Hello.
Andre, just so you know, my Verbling chat box is not working. I am using the Hangouts group chat box, which is the chat box in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. It's blue. It's a little blue talk balloon. Okay?
Okay.
All
But
right.
actually, I can see your writing. You wrote like military time and test, 8:09 p.m. I saw
you
it.
can. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You use textbook Verbling or?
Okay. I'll go back to the Verbling chat box. It's just very delayed. I have a delayed. I should use the Verbling chat box. So, okay, I'll be using that. Okay, anyway, back to our lesson here. All right, back to business here. Getting all sidetracked. Okay, at is used with specific times at 5 o'clock, at 11:45, at midnight, at noon. even at lunchtime, if you actually use a phrase, a time word that has the word time in it, at lunchtime, at dinner time, at nap time. Oh, the kids have nap time. At nap time, they go to sleep. So if you actually see time, you use at. Used in a sentence like this, Tom usually gets up at 7 o'clock. We also use at in these expressions. This is the weird one, at night, because other general times of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, we say in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. So this is kind of an exception, at night. Lunchtime is one word. Yeah, this is correct. I'm not getting any. Well, it can be written either way. When it's together, it's a noun. Okay? When you say lunch and then space and then time, you're using lunch is actually an adjective describing time. So it's slightly different. Okay? Basically,
Yeah,
it's
got it.
used the same way and you can't really tell the difference, but either one is grammatically acceptable. Yeah. But this exists, lunchtime, breakfast time, dinner time, as one word. They are real words, yeah. Okay, so at night is the kind of exception to the rule. Usually with more longer periods of time we use in, but for some reason, I don't know why, we use at night. Now, holidays, also slightly confusing. At Christmas, at Easter. Okay, we're really talking about the holiday, not the day. Because if we say Christmas Day, when we use the word day, that's when we need to start looking at the preposition on. Okay, on Tuesday, on Christmas Day. All right, so when we're talking about days, we use on. So this is also another area of confusion. Okay, so when basically you have to kind of consider this not even really as a time, but more as an expression of specific holiday. At is used for specific things. Okay, so it's kind of time, but it's kind of more, the concept is more looking at a specific holiday as opposed to other holidays. So we use at. Also phrases that obviously refer to a specific time, like at the moment, at the present, at the same time, at the age of 12, okay, a specific age. At the age of 12, I joined the Boy Scouts, for example, like that. Another kind of exception is here, at weekends, okay? British, and this is very much exclusive. There's no crossover. British always say at weekends, or sometimes at the weekend. Americans, on the other hand, always say on weekends or on the weekend. Okay, so that's another, there's a British-American difference there with weekends. So you got to, well, be aware of it anyway. Yeah, either one in English is, the language is acceptable, but okay. Brits use at and Americans use on. I guess on Americans consider it as days. Think about it as days, and Brits consider it as a concept. I guess, I suppose, I don't know. On, okay, is used with specific dates and days, whether that is a specific date. And by the way, this is the difference between dates and days. If I ask you what date, then I'm talking about the number. On the 12th of March, on March 12th, you can say it either way. Either way, you're going to use the preposition on. And days are like days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. So on Fridays, plural, on Friday morning. If we use a day and an expression of the general time of day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever, on Sunday night, then we use on. Okay, on Saturday nights, whether it's plural or singular. Right? And so here's on Christmas Day. Anytime you actually use the word day as part of your expression, you have to use on. Okay. Similar to with at. Anytime you use the word time, you use at lunchtime, at dinner time, at Christmas time, even. Yes, we can use that phrase as well, but we would use at. Okay. So much for on. On is definitely all about dates and days. Okay. No questions? I'll move on. Okay. Let's look at in and during because they're somewhat similar. First, in. Okay. In longer periods of time. So, for example, months. In April. Years in 1986. Seasons in winter, in summer. Centuries in the 19th century, in the 1940s. Decades in the 1940s and the 1970s. Or, again, the long periods of time in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or plural, in the mornings, to talk about a habit or regular activity. I do exercise in the mornings. Okay, so the idea is basically a longer period of time. Over a day. Okay, anything more than a day. Okay. Even longer periods, like in the Bronze Age, in the Jurassic period, the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay. We also will use it to express a period of time, such as a period of time in the future is very common. Something like Jack will be back in a week. To talk about duration. Okay, the duration of time before something will happen. And it can be future or past. All right. So when we're talking about a duration of time, it doesn't have to be over a day. For example, the train will leave in a few minutes. That's clearly less than a day. But we're talking about the duration of time, the amount of time. We use in. Okay, and past, okay, again, how long it takes to do something or duration. I learned to drive in 4 weeks, for example. So that happened in the past, learned, past, simple past tense verb. Okay, I finished the project in 3 months, in 2 days, in whatever. So to show duration, period of time, we also use in. No matter really how long it is. 2 seconds. He did it in 2 seconds. Doesn't matter. Obviously, that's a very short period of time. During is similar, but actually totally different at the same time. All right. During is a preposition, by the way. Some people mistake it to be something else because of the ing ending, but it's actually a preposition. Okay, we use during plus a noun to basically describe when something happens. When something happens in relation to something else. So, for example, during the film, I ate 2 kilos of popcorn during the film. Okay, meaning at the same time, obviously duration, similar to in, but usually you use in with a specific time, in 2 seconds, in 1 week, in 3 months. You use during, okay, for either more vague periods of time during the night, okay, or during other events, during our holiday, during the film, okay, more vague periods of time, or periods of time where something else is going on, clearly, during our holiday, during the film. All right, I fell asleep during the film. We met a lot of people, interesting people during our holiday, like that. All right. So in a similar way, it shows duration or period of time, but a little different than in, where we're basically giving a specific time.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
We learned actually at night, and also we learned during the night. Is there any difference between them?
Okay. Well.
Yeah. When you say at,
yeah.
Example is at night. So now it's during the night. Any difference?
Okay. During the night, someone broke into my house. At night, well, someone broke into my house at night. Well, definitely. Someone broke into my house during the night. Actually, the same idea would be, the same concept. The prepositional phrase is used to add additional information. So the basic concept, someone broke into my house, will be there, which is the important part of the sentence. Preposition and prepositional phrase would never be the meat or the important part of the sentence. So because of that, essentially, no, there would be no difference. I mean, essentially it would be the same thing, really.
Okay.
You would tend to describe regular activities at night. I go to sleep at night. I work at night. Okay, general habits, or normal things, present simple tense kind of things. All right, you would generally use at night. Very specific events you would tend to use during the night. Like during the night, somebody broke into my house. That doesn't happen every day. All right,
okay.
So you would tend to use during for more specific things.
Okay, thank you.
So that's a subtle difference, but essentially they're meaning the same thing. Good. That was a good question. Thank you for the question. Okay. All right. For and since, again, kind of similar but kind of different. We use for plus a period of time to show how long it took to do something, or how long something happened. For 6 years, for 2 hours, for a week. It doesn't matter what the period of time is. 2 milliseconds, 2 billion years. It doesn't matter. Okay, I've lived in this house for 6 years. They have been watching for 2 hours. Now, of course, we already described in as also introducing a period of time as well. So what's the difference? Well, I've lived in this house in 6 years does not make sense. You could not say that. They have been watching TV in 2 hours. That doesn't work. Okay, why doesn't it work? Notice for 2 hours is in these two examples is used with the present perfect tense. Okay, so the idea of present perfect tense, something that started in the past and goes up till now. It's very common to use, and you need to use for if you want to express the how long, the duration. You can't use in. Notice scroll back up to in here. I learned to drive in 4 weeks. simple past tense. He did it in 5 minutes. Or future tense, the train will leave in a few minutes. Simple future, simple past. But when we use for, notice how we're using present perfect tense. Okay, so they're used with different tenses. There are times where you can use either. I have not seen him for 2 years. I have not seen him in 2 years. You can use in occasionally. Sometimes they're interchangeable, sometimes they're not. And okay, that was in with, I haven't seen him in 2 years. Okay, that would be with present perfect tense. So much for that theory. But in general, I guess I would have to say you use for with present perfect and in with the simple tenses. He can do it in 2 minutes, not he can do it for 2 minutes. All right, he can do it in 2 minutes. That means whatever he's doing, he can do it within 2 minutes. He can do it for 2 minutes means that he can do it for at least 2 minutes, maybe longer. So there's a little bit of difference in meaning. Okay, he can do it in 2 minutes. Okay, would mean within that time period. Whereas do it for 2 minutes implies at least that time period, maybe longer. There's a subtle difference between how you're wanting to express the duration. I don't know if that's really clear enough, but well, there you go. Okay, so there's that subtle difference in 2 minutes to mean from the point in time A to B. Do it for 2 minutes implies that that time it can go on, which is why you can use it with present perfect tense, because present perfect tense means from the past until now and implies that that activity your verb is describing can go on in the future. There, maybe that was more useful as an explanation. In means it's a closed, it can't proceed. For means it could go on. All right. That's, I guess, the essential difference. Since, which is, by the way, also frequently used with present perfect tense. However, be careful, because since can be a preposition. Since has another function as a subordinator to mean because. Okay. He won't go since he doesn't have any money. He won't go because he doesn't have any money. It has that other meaning. In this case, it's not a preposition. It's a adverb subordinator. So be careful of that. You have to realize sometimes when you're working with prepositions, there's quite a few prepositions that have a different function in English. Maybe it's an adverb. I think there's a couple that can be adjectives. So others can be conjunctions like since here. Okay, anyway. All right, the function of since. We use since plus a period of time to describe, excuse me, a period of time in the past up until now, which makes it pretty much exactly the preposition you need that matches the functionality or the function of present perfect tense. It has been raining since 1 o'clock. Here we have present perfect continuous. All right, from a time in the past until now. That's it. They've known each other since they were at school. They have known each other. If you see since and it's clearly a preposition, you're basically needing to use present perfect tense because it has exactly the same function as the verb tense itself. Okie doke. One more set here. Until or till. It really doesn't make any difference. Until, perhaps a little bit more formal, maybe use more in writing. Till, a little more informal, perhaps use it more in speech. Doesn't really make any difference. They both have the same I mean, they're the same thing. They are the same thing. More or less different ways to pronounce the same thing. Okay, again, kind of duration, how long a situation continues. Let's wait until it stops raining. I stayed in bed until 9:30. So whereas since is in the past up till now, until is from a maybe now, maybe a time in the past, but the idea or the emphasis is expressing how long it takes until up to another event or another time. Okay, since the emphasis is on the time in the past, okay, until the emphasis on the ending time. That's kind of the difference. Let's wait until it stops raining. We may, or okay, this is an actual action, stops raining. So we may not actually know what specific time that is. Maybe we can't even predict that. Or we may know what specific time, in past tense here, I stayed in bed until 9:30. Okay. All right, so it's it's similar to since, but you're more concerned with the ending time than the beginning time to show duration.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
So I always confused with the until. So for example, like I am not available until Monday. Then am I available on Monday or am I available
Yes, good question.
Sunday? Yeah, actually.
Yes, that means you are available on Monday.
Okay.
I won't be available until Monday at 9 a.m. That means I can call you at 9:01. Well, I can call you exactly at 9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, if you say the time, then might be a little bit easier. But if you just say day, then it can be confusing me. So, okay, I got it.
All right. Well, yeah, that's a little vague. I'll be available. I won't be available until Monday. It is slightly vague because I don't know what time your workday starts. For example, if I need to contact you for business. So, in fact, it is a little vague. And, you know, if you're doing business internationally with time zones and such, then it's too vague. I would have no idea what that means. Your Monday could be my Tuesday, you know, or vice versa, whatever. So you're right. In fact, you're right. It could be too vague. So you should give a time. Okay, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever. Greenwich Mean Time. Right. Okay.
Okay, so if you and the other person is in the same zone, so
Yeah.
in that case, just I'm not available. I won't be available until Monday. That means I'm available from Monday. Is that right?
Okay, saying I'm available from Monday to, and there we go, from to, which is what we're looking at next.
Okay, right.
Nice lead in, nice segue. I'm available from Monday to Friday. That means probably, if we're talking business here, if you're saying this in some kind of business context, you're probably talking about 9 a.m. Monday until 5 p.m. Friday, standard work week. Yeah, call me anytime from Monday to Friday. All right, in business it would be understood normal business working hours. So, yeah. Okay. So that would mean from Monday 9 a.m. Just like I will be available after the weekend. I won't be available until Monday. If it was a business context, you would assume 9 a.m. Okay. By the way, that's very common. You might have noticed as we're bandying about examples, we're discussing examples. Until frequently is used with negatives. I won't be available until. I can't meet with you until. It's very common. It doesn't have to be. Our examples are giving information, and I stayed in bed until 9:30. But often used with future tenses, it's very common to have a negative. I won't be available. I can't meet with you until. Talking about the future. And more common to use positives if you're talking about the future with from to. I will be available from whatever time. It can be used that way without to, by the way. I will be available from Monday morning. You will occasionally hear it spoken like that, and that means beginning. I'm being a little vague when I say that, obviously, because I'm not giving an ending time. But frequently you hear from to together to show, again, duration. It's kind of obvious here that the information you're expressing is from a specific time to a specific time. From 1982, okay, Ronald Reagan was president from 1980 to 1988. Okay, you're trying to show specifically what the duration is, the beginning and the end. Okay. Right. Now, notice that when we used from and to, by the way, last evening we watched TV from 5 to 8 o'clock. Ronald Reagan was president from 80 to 88. Notice the verb tense, simple past, because you're going to give a specific time which is in the past, so it's finished. It's a finished action, simple past, not present perfect. Okay, unless you actually said from. I have been busy from 8 o'clock until now. Unless you actually said to now. And then obviously now would be relevant and you would use present perfect tense. So otherwise, you're always going to use simple past. Okay, other prepositions of time related to time. Let's talk about actual times on the clock. Okay, obviously we already know at 5 o'clock, for example. Okay, so that's a specific time. Any specific times at 5:42, at 5:05, whatever. Okay. All right. Heidi, how would you express this time in English?
5 past quarter.
You got it backwards. Quarter past.
A quarter past.
Quarter past 5. Yes. Okay. So interestingly, obviously, okay, here we have a preposition past. In this case, it is a preposition. Obviously, past can be an adjective. What I was kind of warning you about before. You got to be careful of that. Quarter past 5, yes.
5:15.
5:15, you can say. Anytime you can say the actual time. 5:15, 5:05, 5:35. You can always say that. Absolutely. That's always an alternative. Heidi, do you know another alternative for quarter past 5? Using a preposition.
Preposition? How can I say before?
Not yet.
Quarter. Before 6.
Right, but that now you're talking about 5:45. Okay, quarter past 5 or quarter after?
Quarter after 5.
Okay. Now, to be honest, although I'm an American, one of these, I'll be honest, I'm so confused now, I can't remember which is which. One of these is British, one of these is American. The truth is, as an American, I use both, quarter past, quarter after. I have British friends and colleagues, they use both. So I don't think it any longer really matters. I don't think it's really relevant anymore. I know some older textbooks teach that one is American and one is British. I honestly can't remember which is which anymore. And I don't think my British friends can either, so I don't think it makes any difference. A note here, it is very common if you're kind of assuming, I guess you're assuming the person knows what the hour is. It's very common to say, what time is it now? It's quarter past, or it's quarter after, without actually giving the time, which is why I wrote it in parentheses here. I just want to express the idea. It's very common to hear native speakers, you know, if you're assuming that your listener knows that it's past 5, you wouldn't even say 5. It's quarter past. Okay. Andre, how would you say this one? Andre, are you there? Andre? Okay, perhaps he's busy. Hogan, how would you say this one?
Easier version is 5:30,
Yes, it is.
and next probably half after 5 or half past 5.
Yeah.
It sounds strange, but by the way.
Right.
Is that right?
Half past 5 is the correct answer. Half after 5, neither Americans nor British say half after. We
Okay.
both say half past 5. Strangely enough, nobody says half after. Half past 5, and not half before or any. That's it. Basically, there's only 2 ways to say this. 5:30 or half past 5. Again, same thing. If I assume you know that it's 5 o'clock or after 5 o'clock, I can just say it's half past. What time is it? It's half past. You would commonly hear that. Okay, Heidi. Now we got your 45 here. Okay, obviously you can say 5:45. Okay. Now, what are the prepositional phrases that we use, like quarter past 5, quarter after?
I forgot it. A quarter 4 or
No.
before 6.
No. You are quarter before 6. You might hear it, but it's not very normal. I mean, any English speaker wouldn't understand what you meant, since we say quarter after, quarter before is very logical, but it's not the normal colloquial way we say it. No? Andre or Hogan?
2, quarter to 5.
Yeah, that's it. Quarter to 5. One more is quarter of. Again, same thing. If you assume the person knows what hour it is, it's very normal to say it's quarter to or it's quarter of. Of course, actually, this is wrong. We're wrong. Hogan, Heidi, Oakley. It's not
What's wrong?
It's not quarter to 5. Right? Guys, it's quarter to 6, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Really
quarter
us.
to 6.
All right, meaning quarter of an hour before 6 o'clock. Yeah. I didn't even notice when
I just concentrate on the preposition, not the time.
Yeah, I did too. I made the same mistake. I didn't even notice. Okay. Anyway, but then of course, again, it's always correct to say it's 5:12, it's 5:31, whatever. is always correct. Okay. All right. We still got 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever. Let's do a little quizzical. That's not really, well, quizzical is a word. It's not appropriate. I shouldn't do that. A little quiz. Okay. Let's do an easy one here. All right, I'm going to do a screen share. Andre, are you there? Yoo-hoo. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he can't hear me. Okay. Anyway. Let me, Andre, hello? Okay. Okay, Hogan. In this little exercise here, very simple, very straightforward. Circle the sentence or read the sentence which uses the preposition correctly. So one is correct, one is incorrect.
Okay. I arrived to the station at about 7. I arrived at the station at about 7. B, I think B is right.
It is.
At the station.
Right. Right. This is a very, very common mistake. Of course, we see the time phrase at 7 is the same. Yes, at a specific time. Very common mistake following arrive. Once you have arrived, you've got to understand the meaning of the word. Once you have arrived, you are there. You're no longer moving. To is used to express the idea of movement or transfer. I talk to you, I transfer information to you. I go to the mall, the idea is the going, is what you're talking about, the moving, transferring. But the verb arrive means you're already there. You're not moving at all, so you're at a place. To expresses movement, and at expresses the idea that you're stable there in a specific point in at a specific point, place. Heidi, number 2.
Where are you? I'm in the shops.
I'm in the shops, or would it be better to say I'm at the shops?
In the shops.
Well, okay. I would agree with you if this was I am in the shop. That means you're inside of one shop. I don't know how you can be inside of many shops at once. I know, okay, on the other hand, I have to say you are right, because British people sometimes say I'm in the shops to mean I'm at the mall. Americans would say at the mall. Americans would never say I'm in the shops. It would not make any sense at all, because a shop is one individual store for Americans. Okay, so you can't be in several buildings at the same time. It just defies logic. I'm at the shops or I'm at the mall makes perfect sense. Heidi, if I say I'm going to meet you at the mall, where am I meeting you? Probably, likely.
Mm-hmm.
If I will meet you at the mall, where do you think I will meet you?
It's very difficult because mall is very big, wide.
Well, that would be true if I was going to meet you in the mall. I would have to say I will meet you in the mall by McDonald's, which is next to the jewelry kiosk. I would have to be much more specific because the mall is very big.
Yeah, my brother came to here, then he went to the mall.
Mm-hmm.
He lost himself.
Mm-hmm. He got lost? Okay. He
lost.
got lost would be.
He got lost.
All right. All right. Now, okay, if a native speaker says, I'll meet you at the mall, the chances are extremely good that they're talking about whatever the main entrance, the biggest main entrance where most people go into the mall. I know malls usually have several entrances, but probably the big one where there's a big front foyer or a big display or whatever, the main entrance to the mall. If I say I'll meet you at the mall, the chances are that's the place where I'm going to meet you. Because at is focused on a specific place. So we would consider the main entrance to be representative of the specific place.
How about at the food court in the mall?
Yeah, okay, that's possible. I'll meet you at the food court in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes they're interchangeable, you know. I'll meet you in the food court in the mall, at the food court in the mall. Really no difference. Okay. Not much of a difference. It all depends. You have to be more specific, you use in. Well, no, I'm sorry, the opposite. I'll meet you in the mall at McDonald's. To be more, I said that backwards. To be more specific, you use at. Okay. Andre, are you there? 3, 2, 1. No. Hogan. Number 3.
Just one quick question.
Yes.
Can you also say, can you move a little bit up? So if I say I'm at the shop, is it correct or not?
I'm at the shop. Yeah.
Just one shop.
It is. Yeah.
You
know,
so
of
you
course.
Mean you can use both in and at the same time, interchangeably, right?
Yes, you can. Right. Of course, if you're going to use at, you would, well, or in, Frank. Well, you would tend to say what shop. It's very vague to say I'm at the shop. What shop? Okay.
Like shoe shop, for example.
Yeah, okay. I'm at the shoe shop. All right. I'm in the shoe shop. Yeah. Yes, you can use them interchangeably. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially if the place is not that big, then you can, it would be very easy to find the person. I'm in Starbucks. I'm at Starbucks. What's the difference? It's not that big. It's not like it's going to take you half an hour to search Starbucks. It'll take you 10 seconds to look around. So they would be interchangeable. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3, I haven't been there since 7 years ago. That's a little strange. I haven't been there for 7 years. I think B is right.
Okay, I haven't been there for 7 years. Show the duration of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good. Present perfect tense. Mm-hmm. Okay, and as I said, when we use for to show duration, there's an inference. There's the idea that it could go on in the future. Maybe longer in the future, you won't go there or be there, whatever. Okay. Yes, probably. Not definitely. This is better. Ago is used for finished events. I went there 7 years ago. So yes, you said it seems strange. That's because it is strange. You really shouldn't be using since and ago together.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep, you're right. Heidi, number 4.
I didn't see my sister for many years.
Is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically for the same reason as the last one. I didn't see my sister. I didn't see my sister for many years. Yeah, because it's simple.
Since, for example, since 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, right. A specific time in the past till now, and you would need present perfect tense if you're going to say since.
Yeah.
Right.
Even for, we should use a present perfect. I haven't seen.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I haven't seen my sister for many years would be correct. I haven't seen my sister.
Yeah, because when I didn't see for several years. Some teacher always correct to use present perfect.
Now, this is possible because I didn't see my sister for many years. What you have to understand, since it's past simple tense, it implies that this is a finished event, that sometime in the past you did see your sister. Okay, so I went to school and then I moved to another country. I didn't see my sister for many years. And then we met again in 2006. It's implied that this is a finished event because it's not present perfect. It's simple past. Yeah. Yeah, and again, when you see since, basically you're, because of the meaning of since, you're stuck with present perfect tense every time. Andre? No? Okay. Okay, Hogan, number 5.
Number 5. I arrived to Spain 4 months ago. I arrived in Spain 4 months ago. I arrived. A is definitely not right.
You're right.
I arrived in, I think B, yeah, B is right. I arrived in Spain 4 months ago.
Yeah. Again, once you arrive, you're no longer moving, so you can't use to. Ago, okay, again, notice, take note, ago used with simple past tense. Right. Countries in Spain, in Madrid, in Europe, okay, we use in as a preposition of place for all of those things. Okay, Heidi?
They came to this country in December. They arrived at this country in December. Came to this country in December.
Yeah, came or go. Talking about transfer, moving. That's right. That's the correct one. Arrived at this country. Okay, so if it's, like I just said, Madrid, Spain, Europe, you need to say in. They arrived in this country. Hello?
Yeah.
Are you guys there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. I just got a crash report that
Hello? I can hear you, Oakley. Heidi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think something happened. But anyway, it's time's up, I guess. It's time to leave.
Yeah, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Talk later. Bye-bye.